Hello friends, today we are going to discuss some important numericals on the chapter electrochemistry. That relation between lambda versus volume, conductance versus volume of different electrolytes. Let the electrolyte this is your lambda conductance, and this is your volume of sodium hydroxide. Titration, neutralization reaction between NaOH versus HCl hydrochloric acid. What is the nature of conductance graph? When you add sodium hydroxide to HCl, then as HCl is a strong electrolyte, so graph will be high, conductance will be high. Then when NaOH will be added, then the conductance will be slowly decrease. Why? Because as it is a HCl reacts with NaOH forming the water molecule. So conductance of H plus ion in the solution will be decreased by OH minus by forming undissociated water molecule. So at this point it is a neutralization point. When all HCl will be consumed, then the extra NaOH, as it is a strong electrolyte, by adding extra NaOH, the conductance will be again increasing. So this graph indicating decrease of conductance due to decrease of HCl. At this point, this is the end point, means at this point all HCl is consumed, neutralized. Then further addition of NaOH, as it is a strong electrolyte, graph will be again rising, positive slope. So negative slope, then positive slope. This is the nature of conductance of NaOH and HCl. If you take one weak acid, let it be acetic acid and NaOH. When you take acetic acid, as acetic acid is a weak electrolyte, conductance is very less. But when sodium hydroxide added, then there will be reaction between this acid and base forming salt and undissociated water molecule. As it is a salt, highly ionized, as its sodium is present, so it produces on presence of water, gets hydrolyzed, produce NaOH. Automatically, what happens? The conductance will be slowly rising, not very high, slowly rising, because by addition of NaOH to acid, the acid as it is a weak electrolyte, conductance is very less, but the addition of NaOH forming the sodium acetate, that sodium acetate forming NaOH. So resulting the solution, the OH minus will be increasing. That's why slightly increasing. But it will be neutralized. OH minus will be neutralized by acid. But further neutralization, the produced salt, sodium acetate, which undergo hydrolysis forming OH minus ion. So extra OH minus will remain, some extra OH minus will remain in the solution after neutralization. So this is the end point. This is the end point. Then after neutralization, when you add further NaOH, then sharply increasing. This is the graph for NaOH and acetic acid. This graph for acetic acid and this graph for NaOH. This is the first graph, this is the second graph. Similarly, if you take that two salts, let it be second is third is like this, AgNO3 and KCl. AgNO3 and KCl, as both are strong electrolyte, then what happens? The conductance will remain same, almost remain same. Why conductance remain same? Because there will no effect of AgNO3, there will no effect of conductance by adding AgNO3 and KCl, because both are strong, because highly soluble. So conductance will be remain same. But when all AgNO3 will be consumed, then which part will remain? Only KCl will remain. When it will be neutralized, then what happens? Then it will be sharply increasing. So sharply, it will not like this, sharply increase, because it is a strong electrolyte, graph will be sharply increasing. So this is the graph of AgNO3 and KCl. But if you take weak base, same graph will be same as this. Lambda, that is your take HCl and ammonium hydroxide. HCl and ammonium hydroxide, if you take, then same type of graph. If you take ammonium hydroxide, then there will be very less value of conductance, but increasing value is very less, because a weak electrolyte, conductance is very less. But when HCl is added, produce ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride gets highly dissociated, highly ionized, so the conductance is just increasing. But when all ammonium hydroxide will be neutralized at this point, then further addition of HCl, the conductance will increase. So this is the graph of just like same, strong base, weak acid, strong acid, weak base, similar type of graph. So these are the very important conductance graph for different types of electrolytes. Next question is, we know lead battery. In lead battery, the reaction is like this, that Pb plus PbO2 in presence of 2 sulfuric acid forming 2 PbSO4 plus 2 water. Clear? 2 PbSO4 and 2 water. Clear? So this is the final reaction of lead battery, that is secondary cell. But question is, 2 ampere current is passed for 965 minutes. Question is, 2.5 ampere current is passed for 965 minutes. Question is, how much mole of sulfuric acid will be what? What will the concentration? That means what will the concentration? How much mole of sulfuric acid is utilized? How much? How much of sulfuric acid in moles will be utilized? If reaction is given, that is better. If reaction is not given, you have to write the net reaction, overall reaction of lead battery. this reaction shows, if you see, if you balance it, how much electricity will be used. As it is 2H2, that means 4H plus. 4H plus is needed. For final reaction, 4H plus means 4 electron is needed. For balancing the reaction, oxidation reduction reaction, 4 mole of electron needed for each mole of Pb and each mole of PbO2. 4 mole of electron required. 4 mole electron, that is 4H plus for 4 mole electron. That 4 mole electron is equal to how much? 4 mole electron equal to 4 Faraday. So, for complete reaction, 4 Faraday of electricity is necessary. So, as 4 Faraday electricity is needed, then if you see the equation, that what? 4 Faraday producing 4 Faraday electricity forming how many moles? 2 moles of sulfuric acid. 4 Faraday producing 2 moles sulfuric acid as per the data. So 4 Faraday producing 2 moles of sulfuric acid means here 4 into 96,500 coulomb produce 2 mole sulfuric acid. So 1 coulomb produce how much? 2 by 4 into 96,500 coulomb. But as per the data, what? Coulomb is equal to I into T, which is I is equal to here 2.5 into 965 minute into 60 second. If you multiply 60, then it will be second. So this ampere, this second is equal to this much coulomb. So this much of coulomb required, how much mole? How much mole is produced? So 2.5 into 965 into 60 produce how much? 2 upon 4 into 96,500 coulombs into how much? 2.5 into 965 into 60. If you solve it, your answer will be how much? Very easy to calculate also. Here 965 becomes 100. Then here 0 cancelled. Like this, it becomes 5 means here 10. 5, 2. That means 1 by 8. Result is 1 by 8 mole. Answer is 1 by 8 mole. So this is the what? Amount of sulfuric acid produced, or the concentration, the number of moles of sulfuric acid remain in the solution when this much of ampere of current and this much of minute is used. This is the calculation of amount of sulfuric acid in moles produced during the reaction of lead cell. This is the question number 2. Then question number 3, that let lambda equivalent of barium chloride, lambda equivalent of barium chloride is, let it be x1. Lambda equivalent of sulfuric acid, let it be y. Lambda equivalent of HCl, let it be x1, it is x2, it is x3. These are the data given. Conductivity at infinite dilution of barium chloride, sulfuric acid and HCl given. Question is that we'll calculate KSP of barium sulfate. KSP of barium sulfate will calculate. And what is given? The conductivity kappa is equal to y s centimeter inverse. This much given. Here lambda value x1, x2, x3 given. Unit is u, that is your s. Both unit is s centimeter square mole in gram equivalent inverse. This is the data given for barium chloride, sulfuric acid, HCl given. Then question is calculate the solubility of barium sulfate. The conductivity is this much. So for calculation of solubility, we have to know the concentration of barium sulfate. That means concentration of barium ion and sulfate ion we have to calculate. How can we calculate this concentration part? We know first lambda equivalent. Lambda equivalent of barium sulfate at infinite dilution. You see the which salt will be added and which will be subtracted. As barium is present here, so X1 will be considered. Then sulfate means it is required. As barium sulfate, this one required, X1. Then sulfuric acid is required. That is how much? One sulfuric acid, for as per the question also, one sulfuric acid, one sulfate and required. So plus X2. These two will be added. And HCl is not required because our result is only barium ion and sulfate ion. So as it is 2 hydrogen present, here 2 chlorine present, we have to multiply 2 minus 2 X3. Why? Why 2 is multiplied? Because here 2 chlorine is already present. Here 2 hydrogen present, but we are adding 1 hydrogen, 1 chlorine. So you have to deduct it. That's why 2 is multiplied. So this is the result of lambda not equivalent of barium sulfate. If lambda equivalent is known, then what will the value of which one? Kappa is given, then what is the concentration? We know that here, you can solve here. We know that lambda equivalent is equal to kappa into 1000 upon n. This is the relation between lambda and kappa. And kappa is given as per the question. So, which is equal to y into 1000 upon, what is the n value? N will be calculated. N. Then lambda already calculated. How much? So, x1 plus x2 minus 2x3. This is the lambda value. Is equal to y into 1000 upon n. Implies, what is the value of n? Implies n is equal to concentration in normality, how much? Y into 1000 upon x1 plus x2 minus 2x3. This much. This is the normality. Gram equivalent per liter. Gram equivalent per liter. This is the calculation. But KSP solubility product is always related to molarity. Solubility means moles per liter. But you got here gram equivalent per liter. But there is a relation. But we know here as barium sulfate, the valence of barium is 2. 2 plus 2 minus. As the barium valence is 2. We know that the normality is equal to small n into molarity. Already you know this formula. That means what is the molarity? Now molarity is equal to normality by n. Here normality is how much? Normality is y into 1000 upon x1 plus x2 minus 2x3. This is the normality. By n means 2. By 2. Here this one, then 2. So this is the value of molarity because n value 2, because barium sulfate valency 2. So this is the molarity. If molarity means this is solubility. This is solubility. Solubility means S. So now question is calculate solubility product. For barium sulfate, solubility product is equal to as 1 barium ion, 1 sulfate ion present, S square. This is the formula. S into S. S into S. That is solubility. Implies S is how much? This is S. So y into 1000 upon 2 into x1 plus x2 minus 2x3 square. That means how much? Y square, 1000 square means 10 to the power 6 upon 2 means here 4 because 2 square, then x1 plus x2 minus 2x3 square. So this is the value of KSP as per the question. Question was like this: lambda equivalent of all electrolyte given. What is the soluble product of barium sulfate? If conductivity of barium sulfate is Y, then calculate soluble product. So we will calculate this in this way, stepwise we will calculate. Question number 4 is like this: how much Faraday required for the conversion of 2 moles potassium only dichromate, conversion of 2 moles dichromate ion to conversion means 2 moles dichromate ion for reduction in acidic medium. Question is how much Faraday required for conversion of 2 moles dichromate ion for reduction in acidic medium. For reduction of 2 moles dichromate ion, how much in acidic medium, how much Faraday is required? For this type of question, we will do what is the general reaction. We know dichromate ion in acidic medium converted to chromium ion. You have to remember like this. Here 2 chromium, here multiply 2 chromium. Here 7 oxygen, you just add 7 water. Then 14 hydrogen, 7 2, here 14 electrons. Then if you balance, required 6 electrons. If you balance 6 electrons. So, this complete reaction shows 1 mole. 1 mole required 6 Faraday. 1 mole required 6 Faraday. As per the question, 2 moles. So 2 moles will be 12 Faraday. This is the answer. So we can solve different types of question. How many Faraday required on the basis of number of electron loss or gain. By calculating this, we can tell how much Faraday of electricity is needed. Then question number 5. That is, what is given? Suppose K plus reduction potential is minus 2.93 volt and silver reduction potential is how much? It is given 0.80 volt, and mercury the reduction potential is 0.79 volt, and magnesium the reduction potential is 2.37 volt. Chromium is 0.74 volt. So these are the data given. Question is arrange in increasing order. Increasing order of their reducing nature. Reducing nature will compare. Already we have read in electrochemical series. Reducing nature is inversely proportional to E naught value. What does mean? High reduction potential means low reducing nature. High reduction potential means low reducing nature. So if you see the values, we can do like this. Increasing order means which will be lowest? Which has a high reduction potential. Low reducing means high reduction potential. You see which has a high reduction potential. Answer is silver. First will be silver, low reducing nature. Then which will come? Then mercury. Then first this is minus sign. This is minus sign. Chromium, this is also minus sign. Okay. Then mercury, first silver, then mercury, then which will come? Chromium, then high, this is the high value, then less, then which one come? Minus 2.93 and minus 2.7, this is greater. So then magnesium, then lowest reduction potential is potassium. As potassium has least reduction potential among these, so least reduction potential means very stronger reducing agent. The relation is this: reducing nature is inversely proportional to reduction potential. Silver has a high reduction potential, low reducing nature, and potassium has very low reduction potential, better reducing character. So this is the concept theory of electrochemical series. Then next question. (2F) log anodic ion in Daniell cell. The reaction is like this: zinc plus copper ion changes to Zn2 plus copper. This is the final reaction of Daniell cell. So anodic ion is zinc to copper ion. So this is the your Nast equation of Daniell cell. Question is, how this E cell will be affected. How it will be affected? How it will be changed? By changing by temperature, concentration. How? By changing concentration and temperature, how E cell will be affected. First, E cell, if you see, when zinc ion, that is anodic ion, when anodic ion concentration will be more, minus value will be more. Just you see, if anodic ion concentration is more, this minus value will be more, means it is constant, so E cell decreases. So E cell conclusion is inversely proportional to concentration anodic ion. Anodic ion means the ion which are at the numerator. Numerator, that is anodic part. High value, low E cell. Then E cell is directly proportional to cathodic ion. Means come. This is your, that means zinc ion. This is your indicate copper ion. That means if copper ion is more, then E cell will be increased. E cell will be increased by increasing copper ion concentration. If zinc ion concentration increases, E cell will be decreased. This is a very important concept. Then T, E cell, as T increases, minus value increases, then value will be decreased. E cell also inverse proportional to T. When T is more, then E cell will be less. So these three are very important relations, comparison of E cell by changing these parameters, temperature, concentration of anodic ion and cathodic ion. That is also important. Then question number 7, a reduction of nitrobenzene. Reduction of nitrobenzene to aniline. How much gram? 12.3 gram nitrobenzene for reduction. How much Faraday? How much coulombs? Electricity needed. How much coulombs of electricity needed for the reduction of 12.3 gram nitrobenzene to aniline? If you see, if you balance it, here 2 oxygen, just add 2 water. Now total hydrogen how much? 4 and 2, 6. So here 6H plus. 6H plus means required 6 electron. As 6 electron is involved for 1 mole, so equivalent mass of nitrobenzene will be molar mass by your number of electron involved. Your molar mass is 123, number of electron is 6. So this is the equivalent mass of nitrobenzene. We know, as per the Faraday law, W is equal to E by F. E by F into Q. E by F into Q. Here W, as per the question, W is equal to 12.3 gram. E already calculated, 123 by 6. F is 96,500 coulomb and Q will be remain like this. But here another thing is given. Current efficiency is given. As per the question, current efficiency is 50%. As per the question, 50% efficiency means Not 100% current is used. Here 50% current used means you have to multiply 50% means 50 by 100. Okay? If you solve it, then the value of Q in coulomb is 12.3 into 6 into 96,500 coulomb. Okay? 7 coulomb into 100 upon how much? 123 into 50 into 50. This is the value of Q. Now try to solve it. What will the result? If you solve it, the result will be how much? How much you got? Okay, it is 11,05,800 coulombs. 11,05,800 coulombs of electricity is needed for the conversion of 12.3 gram nitrobenzene to aniline. Okay. Then question number 8. Question number 8 is like this. Pb and mercurous sulfate forming lead sulfate and mercury. So this is the reaction. Here E naught cell is 0.92 volt. 0.92 volt given. And KSP given. KSP of PbSO4 already given. The PbSO4, for PbSO4, the solute product is 2 into 10 to the power minus 8, and KSP of mercurous sulfate is given. That is how much? Only 10 to the power minus 6. Then we will calculate E cell. Question is, we will calculate E cell. E cell is how much? Solute product given. Solute product of these two salt given. Okay, these salt solute product given. Then question is E naught cell given. Then what is the cell potential? For this, we have to calculate first. What is the value of solubility of mercurous ion and solubility of lead ion? We have to calculate first. As KSP is given, KSP is Pb sulfate means here KSP of lead sulfate will be A square. Why A square? Because Pb2 plus and sulfate 2 plus, that is S and S, that is A square. If A square is equal to, if solute product is much, A square is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 8. What is the value of S? Implies S is equal to 1.41 into 10 to the power minus 4. Because square root. 1.41 10 to the power minus 4. This is the S value, means solubility concentration of which ion? Concentration of Pb2 plus. Similarly, what is the KSP of mercurous ion? Mercurous ion is like this, 10 to the power minus 6. So that is also A square. S square is 10 to power minus 6 implies S is equal to 10 to power minus 3. So solubility of Pb sulfate is calculated and solubility of mercurous sulfate is calculated. Then if the equation is like this, what is the Kc value? What is the Kc value? Concentration. The concentration is both is like this, mercurous ion and this is also 2 plus ion. This is 2 plus ion. This is also 2 plus ion. So if you see, Kc will be anodic ion upon cathodic ion. Anodic ion is Pb2 plus, so it will be Pb2 plus concentration upon mercurous ion Hg2 2 plus, because other are solid. Cancel anodic ion by cathodic ion. So then what is the value of Kc? Now Kc, if you divide 1.41 into 10 to power minus 4 upon 10 to power minus 3 is equal to how much? 1.41 into 10 to power how much? 10 to the power minus 1. 1.41 10 to minus 4 by 10 to the minus 3. 10 to the power minus 3. So result is how much? 1.4 and 10 to the power minus 1. So that means how much? 0.141. This is the Kc value. If Kc is known, then what is the E cell? E cell formula is E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0591 by your n value will be 2, then log Kc. Kc is calculated. So implied E naught cell is 0.9192 as per the question, minus 0.0591 by 2 into log Kc value is 0.141. This 0. Log value you will calculate, then you will put the value of E cell. By using logarithm table, you will calculate the value of log this much, then E cell will be calculated. So by this way, we can solve different problems from electrochemistry. Okay? Thank you all.